All right. So, welcome to the sixth and the last session of our financial management workshop. I want to believe it has been an interesting journey for you. In the first session, we've talked about understanding personal finance. We looked at why financial literacy matters. Then we also look at setting financial goals. We look at the psychology of money, how your mindset affects your financial stability. Then we also look at financial planning for different career stages, right? If you've not checked out that first session, kindly do so. Then in session 2, look at budgeting and expenses management. To look at how you can make your budget and how you can, manage your expenses. Under that session, we look at creating a personal budget, the things you need, the tools you need. We look at the difference between needs and want, how you can differentiate between the two. And then we also look at some budgeting tools and apps that you can use. And then we also look at techniques that you can use to reduce your expenses when the need arises. Then in session 3, we look at building a savings culture. We'll discuss everything that has to do with building a savings culture. We'll talk about why savings is important. We'll also look at how to develop a savings habit, some of the things you need to do. We'll give you some tips there. Then we'll talk about types of savings account. Then we'll also look at common saving mistakes that people make. And then in session 4, we talk about smart investment for beginners. We will talk about some of the investment options that you should consider. We will look at types of investment, why investment matters. We talk about understanding risks and returns. And then we also look at steps to start investment wisely. Then we talk about common investment mistakes that people make. Then in session 5, we look at managing debt and credit wisely. Some of the things, strategies that you can use to manage your debt, common sources of debt in Nigeria, we looked at it. Strategies for managing debt, also we looked at it, and then how to use debt creatively, and also alternatives, some of the alternatives to borrowing. Now, if you have not watched any of these sessions, I will encourage you to do so. Now, in this sixth session, we're going to be looking at retirement planning and wealth preservation, right? Now, retirement planning is a crucial aspect of your financial management, yet many Nigerians don't prioritize it because of economic challenges, inflation, lack of personal pension coverage for the informal sector, and then we also now these are some of the reasons why a lot of people don't really make a lot of commitment to retirement planning. But you see, in whichever aspect you find yourself, whether you are in formal employment or in informal employment, you need to understand that a time is coming where you will not be able to do what you are doing currently. A time is coming where you don't have the same energy that you have now. A time is coming where you don't have the energy to go out every day to earn money. What is going to happen as at that time? These are things that you need to, even if you're a wage earner, these are things you need to put into consideration. So in this session, we are going to be exploring the importance of retirement planning, and we are going to look at strategies to secure financial stability, and then we're also going to be looking at tips for preserving wealth for future generations. So let's get started. Why retirement planning matters. Number 1, rising cost of living. You see, as you get older and older, the cost of your living is going to increase. The economy is going to increase. Everything is going to increase. The cost of living generally is going to increase due to what? Inflation, because inflation reduces the purchasing power over time, making it what? Necessary to have adequate what? Savings. You understand? So inflation is always there. It's always going to happen. What you are buying for 1,500 naira will be sold for 2,500 naira, let's say, in the next 6 months or in the next 1 year. And it's going to continue. The cost of living is going to continue to rise. Right? Now, the next reason why you need to prioritize retirement planning is lack of social security. In Nigeria, we do not have social security, unlike developed countries, right? So there is a limited social welfare programs, making personal savings very, very crucial. Then next is health expenses. You see, there are some of us, for example, me, I can't remember the last time I took a drug. I can't remember the last time I went on treatment, but I'm quite aware that I'm not going to remain this healthy for life. As I age, as I get older, as I approach my 50, get to my 60, there is every possibility that my health is going to be deteriorating. And the cost is also going to be increasing, right? So you need to understand that you're not going to remain as fit as you are now forever. As you approach your 50, your 60s, your health is going to start deteriorating and you're going to need medications, you're going to need treatment. So this impending, will I call it a doom or impending reality, is one of the reasons why you need to prioritize retirement planning. Then lastly is what? Legacy and wealth transfer. You want to be able to build a legacy. You want to be able to build something that can outlive you. If you've lived your life, you've been making money, you want to leave something behind that people can remember, people can point to. Maybe it's a foundation, maybe it's a building, it's whatever it is, it's the library, whatever it is you want to leave behind, just to represent your name, to represent your good reputations. It's a good reason for you to plan your retirement, right? Because it comes also handy with it. Then wealth transfer, you want to be able to leave something behind for your generations, for your children, for your grandchildren. It's that is also very, very critical. Now, retirement savings options in Nigeria. What are some of the options that are available for you, assuming you want to start planning your retirement and you want to start saving? Number one is the pension scheme. There are, we have the PENCON, then we have a CBS contributory pension scheme. Now these are options that you can explore, right, to ensure steady post-retirement income, right? Now we also have what we call voluntary retirement savings. Voluntary retirement savings are savings that you personally on your own, maybe as a self-employed person or as a business person, you decide to start setting this amount of money. Maybe you're not in formal employment like we spoke about, maybe you're a wage earner and all that, you're not in the formal sector. So you can do voluntary retirement savings. The next is fixed deposit and high yield savings account. If you have been saving money for a while, another important thing to do if you want to leave it for retirement is to put it in the fixed deposit. So if you save it, you still have 10 years, in the next 10 years you can still consistently to do this your work, and you in the last 10 years you have been able to save maybe 5 million, 10 million or 20 million. You want to carry that amount of money and put it in a fixed deposit and a fixed savings account, so that it could accumulate more interest for you, and then you can use the interest to beat inflation, right? And the next is real estate investment. Another option is that you want to invest the money in real estate. If you still have 10 years and you have up to like 5 million, 10 million, 20 million or 50 million somewhere, you want to invest. You may also want to invest that money in what? In savings, in real estate. Use it and buy a piece of land, use it and buy a property that you can resell after some time. The next is mutual funds and bonds. You can go into mutual funds, or you can buy bonds, government bonds and all that, right? Mutual funds is when you and your friends, you put your money together to start a business or to buy a piece of real estate or whatever, or maybe you can invest the money with a real estate company. The next is agribusiness and other passive income ventures. Agribusiness, you can also go into agribusiness, fish farming, crop production and all that. Maybe supply of agribusiness is very, very lucrative because it is critical, it is important. People are going to eat. The need for food is going to continue to increase. You understand? So investing in agribusiness may be another way for you to beat inflation. Very, very important. Then steps to effective retirement planning. What are some of the steps you can take to ensure that your retirement planning is effective? Number one, you want to start early. Very, very critical. Start early, start on time. The earlier you start savings and investing, the more your money can grow through compound interest. So this is very, very critical. The next is set clear financial goals. You want to determine the amount of money you need for a comfortable retirement and work towards achieving it. It becomes easier if you know how much you want. It is easier with the big picture in mind. The amount of money you're actually looking at. Is it 20 million? Is it 50 million? Is it 100 million? Is it 1 billion? From start, it's good to to have your mind clear set on it, that as at the time I'm going to be retiring in 20 years time, in 30 years time, I want to have 50 million, I want to have $1 billion in my account. The next is what diversify investment. You want to make sure that you diversify your investment. Avoid putting all your funds in one asset. Spread the investment across stocks, real estate, and savings. I'll mention this again. Stocks, real estate, savings. These three options are the three places you should put your money. Don't go and put all your money in stock. Don't go and put all your money in real estate. And don't go and put all your money in savings. You can spread it across these three areas. It will go a long way to help you. Next is what? Control expenses and avoid unnecessary debt. Where it is avoidable, avoid taking debt. Because what you do not know is that every time you take debt, you put a financial pressure on yourself. Right? So as much as possible, avoid taking loans, avoid debt, right? Where it is necessary and where it is not very, very essential. Then control your expenses at every point in time. Don't live your life flat, because life is not flat. Life is not steady. So your life too must not be steady. At every point in time, you must be able to jig your expenses, even when it comes to your essential expenses, your feeding expenses. You can find a way to cut down your cost of living, your cost of feeding, when you realize that the prices of food items are increasing. You say, okay, I've been eating 3 meals a day, let me cut it to 2. You must not insist on eating 3 meals a day. You will not die. There are people that eat just a meal a day, and they are still healthy and sound. It's just about what your body needs, not necessarily what you want to eat mentally. So you may also want to cut down expenses. Control your expenses. Make sure that your expenses is not beyond your control, because that is the worst thing that can happen to you financially. When your expenses is beyond your control, you're not in control, you're not in charge of your expenses. Then next is to explore health insurances. Like I mentioned, as you get older, you move towards your retirement, you move towards your 50s, your 60s, and your 70s. One of the things that is going to before you is the cost of health care, the cost of taking care of your health. And to be able to check that and be able to effectively plan your retirement, you want to put up some insurance, some health insurance in place, like the National Health Insurance Scheme, or a private health insurance that you may want to provide you a health cover. You understand? The next is wealth preservation strategies. Let's look at some of the strategies that you can use to preserve your wealth. Number one is estate planning and wills. It's important for you to draft a will to ensure assets are distributed according to your wishes. I'm sure I don't need to so much to emphasize on this point, but it is important for you to really sit down and plan your will. Next is trust funds for children and dependents. It's important that as a working class person, as a professional, that you come up with trust funds for your children even before they are born. If you are married already, you can even start even before you are married. If you plan to have 3 children and you have the financial wherewithal, why not begin trust savings for your children? You understand? A savings scheme for your children. Once you start having them, continue that scheme. It's really going to go a long way to relieve you of the burden of taking care of them as they grow older, because as they grow older, the expenses of taking care of them will also get bigger, right? Then business succession planning. If you're a business person, it's important that you plan your succession, because you will not remain agile as you are today forever. So it's important for you to plan your succession. Who is going to take over from you? Start mentoring the person. How is the business going to start surviving and start thriving without your physical presence? So you need to look at that. The next is avoid get-rich schemes. Now you see, one of the things that make people to grow older and without any money, even though they have made a lot of money in their life, is all these get-rich quick schemes, because they continue to jump from one to the other until they are retiring. They realize that they have wasted all their times. You understand? They want to invest, but they are going for the wrong options. I've mentioned stock, I've mentioned real estate, I've mentioned what? Savings. These are the things that you should focus on, because these are the things that have proven over the last decade to be reliable. You understand? But all these get-rich-quick schemes are things that are going to run you down, and you are going to retire with just a penny in your pocket. Now, common retirement planning mistakes you need to avoid. Number one is not saving enough. Please start saving from day one. It's very, very critical, right? Especially as a salary earner. As a business earner, you want to boost your business. You want that amortization period where you're able to, build your business to a particular point before you can start saving for retirement. But as somebody who is employed, from your first year, you should begin to save. So it's critical for you to do that. So not saving enough is a mistake you want to avoid. The next is late planning. Plan on time, right? Plan on time. You are 20 years now, you are 22, you are 25, you are 30. Plan your retirement. You understand? Don't wait until you're 50 before you start planning your retirement. Then the next mistake you need to avoid is relying on children for support. Some of you say, okay, let me use all my resources, take care of my children will take care of me. That is a big mistake you are making. What is the guarantee that these children are even good, that you are going to be part of the children's priority? And can you force yourself into their priority if you are not there, if it happens to not be their priority? So don't think that your children are going to take care of you. Take care of your children as part of your parental responsibility to do so, but do not do so with the mindset and with the mentality that they owe you later in life. Take care of them because you brought them to this world, and it is your parental responsibility. It's a leadership responsibility on you to take care of them, and not with the mindset that they will take care of you later. Of course, we are not saying children should not take care of their parents. By all means, take care of your parents, but you shouldn't be banking on it for retirement. The next is poor investment decisions. We have talked about, when we are talking about investment, we've talked about, some of the need for you to be investment intelligent, the need for you to study investment, the need for you to learn investment, so that you can avoid poor investment decision making. And this is very, very critical. Thank you very much for participating in this workshop. This is the last session of this workshop, and I want to encourage you to please implement all the principles and all the things that we have taught in this workshop, right? I'm sure it has taken you a lot of your time, a lot of your resources to have been able to sit down and participate in this workshop from the first session to this sixth session, and we don't want you to waste that effort, right? So please sit down one more time, plan your life, plan your finances, acquire the necessary financial literacies you need in order to plan your life, and don't take your financial planning for granted. Thank you very much, and see you at the other side of success.